1 o'clock, SEC Media Days 2026, continuing our coverage live from Tampa. We just heard from Will Stein, the new coach of Kentucky. We've heard from Eli Drinkwitz today, several other coaches throughout the SEC. Our coverage continues tomorrow, beginning at 6 a.m. with Conrad and Damian with Morning Jocks. Of course, we will have the appearance of Alex Golish, his first at SEC Media Days as a head coach, and the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. And coming up on Wednesday, a full day, of course, Kalen DeBoer, John Summerall, Pete Golding, and Mike Elko, just to name a few. So it's going to be a fun week, and we appreciate all of you joining us as we continue our coverage from Tampa. Noto Roofing, that's the name you need to know locally. They're locally owned and operated, and you're going to deal directly with their owners, Sammy and Matt Noto. They are active business owners. They own and operate the business every single day, and they will take care of you. They'll work alongside your insurance company. If you're like us, the Roberts House, we needed assistance in the claims process. We got the new roof. They made it seamless. Chris and all of their talented professionals who know a lot about roofing, they're going to make sure that you're taken care of and you have that peace of mind knowing that your home is protected. Noto Roofing, N-O-T-O roofing.com, 205-848-2299. When Sammy answers the phone, tell him Landrum from Jock sent you.
So earlier this morning at 8 o'clock, the State of the SEC address by Greg Sankey, someone asked him about the potential of the SEC breaking away, as we've heard the last couple of days and weeks, about them being so frustrated with the process, everything going on with the Protect College Sports Act, everything above. They decided, hey, you know what? Some of the leaders in the SEC, especially the president of the University of Georgia, Jerry Moorhead, they have had these conversations internally about what it would look like if the SEC were to break away and do their own thing. So he was asked this morning, the first question out of the gate in regards to the SEC potentially breaking away. This is a direct quote from Greg Sankey. They're real. People have talked about that. They've opined about the frustrations that have brought them to the point of looking for something different. I do not believe this is a leverage point, end of quote. Because there have been some saying, well, this is just saber-rattling. I was watching a Big 12 podcast last night by John Kurtz, and Kurtz was saying, oh, this is just saber-rattling because Greg Sankey cares too much about college athletics that he would never send the SEC down a path by itself. They said, we could see Tony Petitti doing that because Petitti's that type of guy, but not Greg Sankey. He loves intercollegiate athletics too much to do that.
Oh, yeah, okay, and I don't disagree with that. I think all involved to some degree love intercollegiate athletics. They also love revenue. They also love big checks, and they love being able to control their destiny when it comes to those big checks and creating your own brand. It is leverage, but I think it's the only leverage you have if you're the SEC and the Big Ten. Saying, okay, well, these are sticking points. We'll agree with all this other stuff, and maybe we don't totally agree with this, but you know what? Leave it in there. That's fine. But this is a non-starter. This is non-negotiable. And you bet your sweet patootie, we will walk. We will take our game somewhere else. It means that much to us.
I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's a vice versa situation. If the SEC said today, we're done, we're out, we're going to go do our own thing. Don't think for a second that Tony Petitti and the Big Ten would not be on the phone with Greg Sankey trying to work out an alliance or something where those two conferences would continue to play each other. Just like I think if the Big Ten were to say, you know what, we're done, we're moving on, we're going to do our own thing, I think he's having a conversation with Greg Sankey. I think those two, not saying that the SEC is going to do what the Big Ten is going to do, but I believe that there is enough commonality between those two conferences that they would come to some type of agreement moving forward if they decided to heck with the Protect College Sports Act. You people are not going to put this thing together. You're going to, stop us from making more money and printing money and giving checks to our member institutions. So we're just going to leave and we'll do our own thing.
Yeah. The system that you have set up, we're going the wrong way. We're having to pay out more. We're looking for additional revenue streams. But meanwhile, the onus is on us in the Big Ten to make sure that everybody else is taken care of. That's a non-starter for the SEC, and I'm sure it is for the Big Ten. They'll get it all figured out. I have hope that they do. Just because we're getting these stories coming out, it even goes back to last week, deal mode. We're in deal mode. All of these conversations, something tells me that it does get worked out. We get this, it gets passed, and that the SEC and the Big Ten are somewhat happy.
I mean, let's go back to this joke of a senator and Maria Cantwell. Let's go back to her for a second, how she wants to get up there and she wants to lecture the SEC and she wants to lecture everybody, lecture everyone else. And then all of a sudden, her own group in Washington State said, hold on a second, Senator. You are now blockading Washington State University from potentially moving on to greener pastures. Like, we can't have that. I mean, we're the people that voted for you. So guess what she did? She floated a story to Ross Dellinger from Yahoo Sports and says, you know what? We're going to change that. We're going to make it, there's going to be a pathway for smaller schools to get back to the Power Four. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Then the story broke over the weekend from Yahoo Sports saying that now all of a sudden that if you decide you want to leave a conference for another conference, you've got to become an independent for 5 years. So if Clemson wants to come to the SEC or Florida State wants to go to the Big Ten, whatever the case may be, you've got to be an independent for 5 years before then you're able to get that big check from your new university, new conference.
Which, go and live, foot your own bills for the next 5 years? Number one, how desirable is your program after 5 years of being on your own if you don't have a lifeline or you're not getting support from anyone? Are you still wanted? I see that they're trying to meet in the middle here, but you see the problem with that, right?
Of course.
I mean, there's multiple problems, but just on the face, that would be one problem. You're taking the product we have right now, and then now we got to go live in the wilderness for 5 years, wandering around in the desert, and then we get to join a conference. How much has happened the last 5 years in college athletics?
More than it did the previous 75 years of college athletics.
So
it's all happened within a 5-year window.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen in the next 5 years.
You know, it's interesting because this Media Days is the anniversary of Texas and Oklahoma. Remember the big story that Brent Zimmerman from the Houston Chronicle, he broke the story at SEC Football Media Days at the Winfrey Hotel that absolutely sent college athletics into the tailspin that we're currently in. Let's just be honest.
I remember what side of the room I was in, and I remember the table and the people that were sitting at the table I was walking by when the news hit inside, and nobody could believe it.
It was a bombshell. It was incredible. One of the defining moments in the history of SEC Football Media Days took place when those two schools. I was reading an article over the weekend. Tomorrow on our program, Eric Henry from Horns 247, he will be one of our guests, and their website did a great story. It was behind the scenes look at what happened in regards to Chris Del Conte and the Oklahoma AD, that this was something that, believe it or not, back in the pandemic year of 2020, both ADs drove from Dallas, Texas to Birmingham, Alabama to meet with Greg Sankey in 2020 during the pandemic, because both of the ADs in those schools had already identified that the long-term prognosis of the Big 12 Conference was one that they were not too keen on. There wasn't going to be a lot of money involved, although Texas was kind of printing its own money because of their relationship with the Longhorn Network and ESPN. But Oklahoma and Texas wanted out. And those two ADs, under secrecy and under cloak, now their universities knew what they were doing, but they drove from Dallas, Texas to Birmingham because they did not want to be seen on an airplane together or landing in Birmingham to go see Commissioner Greg Sankey. They drove from Dallas to Birmingham to start the conversations.
All makes sense now. You thought that we just magically got Buc-ee's?
It was all part of the master plan.
Those two realized in their journey, 14 plus, 15, 16 hours? I don't know if Conrad's made that trip.
Oh, and here's another.
And at some point, they hit Alabama, and they went, golly, we don't have a Buc-ee's.
Oh, here's another great part of that story. So Del Conte was driving, and he had a bad tire. So like Conrad, he didn't know what to do with a tire that was going flat. So he literally was having to stop every 45 minutes to an hour and air his tire up all the way to Birmingham.
That sucks.
And then they said that when they got back to Dallas to drop off the Oklahoma AD, his car wouldn't start. It was almost like the universe was telling us, you two schools do not need to go to the Southeastern Conference. Like, we're going to put everything in your way so it can't happen. So they barely got to Birmingham because they had a bad tire. And then they got back to Dallas to drop the Oklahoma AD off to drive back to Norman, and his car wouldn't start.
And then we got both houses in the state of Oklahoma and the state of Texas and everybody getting together and suing and wanting to sue. Remember, that's when all of that started.
Yeah.
And then little did we know that the courtroom would be the arena that we played most of our games on in the future.
Mm-hmm. And then both teams, or I should say both schools, ended up paying about a $50 million exit fee to the Big 12.
I'm glad we got
early.
Texas and Oklahoma. I don't have buyer's remorse.
He does. He hated his trip to Oklahoma 2 years ago, and he hates Texas as much as he does A&M.
Yeah.
And you know what?
We're getting there.
You know what, Pat? That tells me that those schools are right for the league. If you hate them, they're right for the league.
I mean, I'd rather have them than
Do you
Rutgers.
hate? Hey, do you hate Missouri?
No.
Do you hate South Carolina?
I almost did the last 2 years, but I don't.
Almost doesn't count.
Yeah.
How about Arkansas?
Yeah,
Well, no, I couldn't do that to Ty. Maybe in basketball.
that's more of a personal affinity you have for Ty.
Yeah. I'm a good friend.
Sorry, thought we were going.
I don't think he would reciprocate that about Alabama, though.
Probably
You don't
not.
think so?
No, I do not think that you would have the same sentiment that I do about Arkansas.
Probably not.
But it's because it's Arkansas football and they're not a threat.
We did have some Alabama basketball news come out a little bit earlier. Our friend Nick Kelly, who joined the show at 12 o'clock, Aiden Holloway has begun participating in summer workouts with the men's basketball team. According to Greg Byrne, the athletics director at the University of Alabama, a quoted part of the story says, while part of the process, he is still has a way to go to satisfy the requirements set by the court, the university, and the program. That coming from Greg Byrne to AL.com. So Aiden Holloway has started working on his comeback.
Yeah, so they totally expect him to be part of the team. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing that.
Probably some interesting conversations your first day back in the gym. Like,
It's just-
hey, man, what's been going on with you?
I understand Greg Byrne's position and the way that he has to phrase things, but it's like, oh, yeah, we're just, there's still a long ways to go, and there's a 0.00001% chance that he won't be on the team.
Yeah,
But
I'm thinking whatever conversations that took place with maybe a task force or other people. Those were probably the sticking points. I fully expect him to complete whatever requirements he has.
And I do too, in all seriousness. I just wonder, we talked about with the Sorsby thing, and it would be very difficult on a college campus. But they had the trackers on Sorsby's phone. So like if he went to a website that had anything to do with gambling, it would alert them and they would know like that he's doing something he's not supposed to. Do they have one of those for marijuana? Like if Aiden Holloway gets within 100 yards of marijuana, which would be very difficult to block out on a college campus.
Yeah, I wonder if the court program has him where he's having to go and provide samples on a weekly basis.
Oh, you're having to pee in a cup a lot. I would think
so.
I would think so.
I don't know, but given the amount that he said he needed for personal use, I wonder how much that affects his game. That's a legitimate question. We've had this conversation on the show multiple times, but
yeah, if you're using it that much, what are you like without it? Like, can you function without it? Or how do you function without it? Yeah.
Guess he's
what if he's Steph Curry out there now? It's like, oh, where's this been the whole time?
I can see so much clearer.
Auburn for dadgummit!
Oh, by the way, congratulations to Yax Lindeborg on winning the Summer League title. Good job. I saw that. And he went to UAB, and I think he's a nice guy. But, yeah, they went 5-1 apparently. He hit a big jumper.
Okay, nice.
I was throwing that out for you. You're our NBA guy. I thought you followed their 6-game Summer League schedule.
I'm just I don't lock in for the Summer League.
I did notice he got slammed on the other night. His defense, not the very best.
Well, he's in the NBA. He's fine.
I know.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to
exactly.
play- he doesn't
You're
have to
where
play
you need to
defense.
be, buddy.
He'll be great.
Yeah, just keep stroking it from the outside. You're fine.
He'll be great. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still waiting to find out where LeBron goes. So until then, I'm out on the NBA.
Cool. Yeah. I'll start watching if he retires.
Did you see where the NBA is getting irritated at LeBron? Did you see
Yeah,
that?
because they're trying to make the schedule.
What is taking them so long?
They can't make the schedule because they want to make sure they put whatever team he's on in prime time, and they can't do the schedule because LeBron's holding them hostage.
And I understand because people are gonna, like myself included, would want to watch it. But it is wild to think like the probably 30th best player in your league right now is holding the league office captive for making a schedule because he's not.
It's a tail wagging the dog, man.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna win the MVP or anything. So
Nobody watches mid-season NBA games anyway on television.
I can't argue against that one. It's really nice for about 2 weeks, and then you check back in April.
Yeah,
it's great.
Even now, and Charles Barkley's talked about it. NBA screwed up because they used to have the monopoly on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and thank God the NFL stepped in. I get to watch that because that was the one NBA regular season game I would watch. You know, it's. I love Christmas, but I need about 30 minutes of Landrum time.
What is a Landrum time?
That's just me and apparently watching LeBron play basketball on Christmas Day.
He was on every Christmas. Yeah.
Yep. But now we have the NFL, and it's better.
Yes, it is. I agree with that.
So coming up later on this hour, around 1:55, Paul Feinbaum will have, obviously, Josh Heupel. He'll be live and in color during the 2 o'clock hour. Tomorrow in Tampa, kind of setting the scene, Kirby Smart is at 8:45 in the morning. Alex Golesh at 10:35. We will carry Alex Golesh in his entirety here on Jocks. Clark Lee at 12:35 and Shane Beamer at 1:55. And then Kalen DeBoer will be first up 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
Clark Lee, no Diego Pavia.
Nope.
Wonder what that war stat is. Wins above replacement on a Diego Pavia as your quarterback in the SEC.
Pretty big.
I'll take his gumption. Wasn't the most athletically talented quarterback I've ever seen, but I like his grit. I think we could use more fire like that around college football. As opposed to, well, it's the fourth quarter, we're behind, but you know what? I'm worth $5 million. Going to the NFL next year, it's cool.
Yeah. We will continue on. This is the Monday edition of Three Man Front. Split broadcast, Tampa and Birmingham. Three Man Front, Jocks, 94.5.
2 o'clock when we will hand you off to the Paul Feinbaum Show. Been a great day one so far. Gotten to hear from Eli Drinkwitz of Missouri, Brent Venables, Oklahoma, Will Stein from Kentucky, and Josh Heupel from Tennessee still on the way as we officially but unofficially kick off the college football season in Tampa. Well, that also means that it's time for the Jocks kickoff party, which is right around the corner, and we want you to celebrate the kickoff to college football with us at the Bill Smith Buick GMC Jocks kickoff party, which will be in the ballroom at Regions Field. To win a pair of tickets for you and a guest, just text in the keyword season with your full name to 205-834-9450. Again, text in the keyword season with your full name to 205-834-9450. Winners are going to be drawn and notified daily. It's the Bill Smith Buick GMC Jocks Kickoff Party presented by Myers Tree Service. For more information, go visit us online at jocksfm.com.
123 here on Three Man Front as we continue our coverage, as Conrad just mentioned, of Jocks and SEC Media Days. A lot of your remarks coming in on the text line. We can get to those as well. 205-834-9450. This one reads, I'm going to miss Diego's mom's big personalities. I think I see what you did there or were trying to do there. But yes, Diego as a personality, someone to talk about, very charismatic on the field, and that extends to his family. Dylan from Jasper asks, if the Big Ten and the SEC break away, what would be the top teams that follow? I guess that are not currently in the SEC. I would think that North Carolina, Florida State, Clemson, Virginia would be interested, Miami.
Yeah, notice didn't mention any Big 12 schools in that.
Pat?
What other schools?
Yeah, would be likely to follow, would be interested if the Big Ten and the SEC were to break away.
I would think the basketball interested schools from the Big 12.
Kansas.
Arizona.
Yeah.
What's funny is then it becomes how many of these people are going to stick to their guns and go, no, we like what we have, but how many of these presidents, ADs would be quickly making that call? Going, hey, can we be a part of this?
No, they would definitely be calls off, behind closed doors.
Hey, did you see where Josh Kerr broke the world record for the fastest mile? That was pretty fast. 3 minutes and how many seconds? It was a 3-minute change mile, but he's from England. We heard from Will Stein, new Kentucky head coach. Stein's attention to detail stood out to me, saying that they learned how to meet and prepare. I'm ready to go to war with this guy. Darren sounds like a Tennessee fan. Go Cats, Ryan in Tennessee. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Ryan and Darren are really good friends, and they're Tennessee and Kentucky fans, and they listen to the show each and every day, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, one of the comments that a lot of people, if you're a Kentucky fan, you're fired up to hear this. He was asked on why the Wildcats can change perception and win big moving forward. Direct quote from Will Stein. Because of me, to be honest. Because of me.
Like that confidence. That goes so far. And you got to do it on the field. And he knows that. Jason asks, is SEC Media Days generally coach speak? Do you really learn anything new? You do. And we get nuggets from coaches, but sometimes the nuggets we get from coaches have nothing to do with football. Just get something interesting like a passing comment, or they go to meet with beat reporters and you get it and it filters out about maybe something that happened in the past or something that doesn't relate to this year's team.
For me, being around it, and I've covered it since the mid-'90s when it was at the Medical Forum downtown Birmingham, it's talking with your peers around the country because they don't give you the coach speak. They tell you the areas of concern, the areas of strength. So they kind of give you a lay of the land of what they think. And so we walk out of SEC Media Days with maybe a better understanding of a particular school.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll get backstory on stuff.
Yeah.
Because in our interactions, whether it's Pat to text him to come on the show, or me to text him to come on the show, or just we're limited in our interaction. You talk about so many things. When you do have that conversation, there's a lot of things that get missed, and when you get a lot of backstory and a lot of shadowing, if you will, on certain things that maybe could be coming down the road or that have happened, that bring clarity and kind of give you good context when you're talking about these schools throughout the season. But I could see Kentucky getting some love. I think Kentucky, ultimately, they're going to get a lot of love. They're going to get a lot of buzz. But when it comes down to the vote and people look at that schedule, I wonder if they will vote. If their vote will reflect maybe their passion during the week when they're going around and they're doing their hits with various shows and they're talking about Will Stein and how impressive he was there at the lectern. More Conrad, congratulations on the announcement of the little one that he and his wife Paige are expecting.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate all the people that have texted and messaged me on social media since we made the announcement. But yeah, if you missed it, my wife and I are expecting a baby boy in January. So we're very, very excited, very blessed.
And Jake passed this along, and Conrad, if you want to throw it along as well. I haven't had time to confirm it.
Yes. Yeah. And thank you to Jake for pointing that out, because this literally came out 2 minutes ago. But Alabama has got a new addition to their basketball roster. It is a 7-foot tall center from Canada. His name is TJ St. Louis, and he is going to enroll this fall and be a part of the 2026 class. So it's nice.
Wait, really?
Little link there.
Well, I just 7-foot center.
He's enrolling.
He had to come from Canada.
Yeah.
Like this one had to come from Canada.
I'm sure they're cousins or something.
Oh my gosh.
He's enrolling in the fall.
Yes, he is he's part of the class of 2026 and will enroll this fall. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. See your 7-footer. Here's my 7-footer.
See, I could make a joke if, Aiden Holloway still had the same proclivities, but Charles. No, man, that's not Charles.
TJ St. Louis.
I'm sitting here watching the highlights now.
What'd you see, Pat?
He's tall.
Is he going to dominate? He's tall?
He's very tall.
He's
Good
200. He's 266 pounds.
All right, that's a big boy.
He's got a 7'5" wingspan. Curiously, a size 8 tennis shoe. No,
that'd be something, wouldn't it?
It would be. That's weird. That's just weird. And the good news is he's 18 years old. So any of the new eligibility things or whatever, he's got 5, right, to play for.
Yep. He will continue to grow.
I concur with Pat's assessment that he is quite tall.
Can't really take a lot
from this film
off this Canadian film that we're watching.
Yeah.
No, he's 6 inches taller than everybody else on the court with him.
I mean, it's like he's, I don't know, it'd be like me going down and.
Are you telling me it looks like Arch Manning in his highlights of high school?
Oh, man.
When he was playing for Newman.
Yeah. 2A, whatever, football in Louisiana.
It was just better quality video.
Well, I'm looking at a video right here. Oh, yeah.
All right. When we come back,
look at that range.
The SEC has just released a statement on the Protect College Sports Act. We'll give you the very latest there, as this is breaking news coming out of Tampa. That is next on Three Man Front. A lot of speculation about the Protect College Sports Act. Where does the SEC stand? I think we all know that. Well, Dante Plowman, who is the chancellor of the University of Tennessee system, she is the chair of the SEC presidents and chancellors. They have just released a statement out of the Birmingham office, and it's a 5-paragraph statement. I'm not going to bore you with your time, but I will tell you that the meat of it says the SEC has been very clear and transparent with our congressional stakeholders about critical amendments to the bill, such as antitrust and preemption language. This would address the barrage of lawsuits that have been constantly reshaping college athletics over the last several years and so forth. It kind of mirrors what Greg Sankey said this morning in regards to they're hopeful that something can get done and perhaps all sides can kind of meet in the middle and work something out. So now the chairperson of the chancellors and presidents of the SEC is chiming in officially. So as we continue to march on, hopefully closer to a bill that everyone can be happy about.
What do you think the buzz is of the day? Would that be the buzz, the biggest thing that we've learned? Just commissioners saying, no, it's not leverage. This isn't.
I think so.
Coach speak.
I mean, from the national perspective, Drinkwitz, what he said this morning about, them not liking the 9 conference games. Venables Will Stein didn't say anything. We'll see if Heupel says something in 30 minutes that would rile folks up. But I think for the most part, that's it for the day.
Well, and now with the access and the way that it's coverage, and now with the news cycle, because it's never ending, it's not just football season. There's a lot of this stuff. It's been hashed out, and it's in the process of being hashed out. And in some cases, there's just not that much more to know. I think some of these coaches, they're ready just not be asked about it because they don't know. It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. It's okay. Well, what has come out today? Because that's our news cycle. What has come out today? Oh, I might have missed what the commissioner said, or I might have missed what this person said. Why don't we just talk about football? And quite frankly, I'm there. I know you are too, but it would be irresponsible for us to come on and these things that are happening and not discuss them. And then once again, all of a sudden, our great listeners wake up one morning and go, why didn't you guys warn us? Or why didn't you guys? There was no inkling that this was ever going to happen. Why didn't you discuss this more? We owe it to you. We get tired of talking about it as well.
Yeah, and I think the Protect College Sports Act, that was the big story earlier this morning. But also keep in mind that he brought back up, and I'm talking about Greg Sankey, the unsatisfactory discussions that the college football playoff executives had with the coaches in the league when they met in Destin.
Nobody can still explain how they're looking at things or grading things, or there's nothing, because it's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't get rectified.
Also find it interesting, and I have not seen, correct me if I'm wrong, Conrad, if you've seen something. I have not seen General Rich Clark there. Have you?
Not anything I've seen today, no.
That's interesting to me. And the reason why.
Well, they had such a great meeting in the spring, Pat.
He was there last year.
He was at the Big 12 meetings.
Mm-hmm.
He's been at these other conference gatherings, but as of right now at 1:39 Central Time, he has been a no-show there in Tampa, Florida.
Interesting. I'm there. I'm sure it's just a scheduling snafu.
I mean, he might be there the rest of the week. I just know that he was front and center.
Well, but also
on
remember,
day one in Big 12.
It is a longer week, so we have to remember that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he might be there tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, or be there Wednesday, Thursday, or come in Thursday. You got Jim McDade, who's over the SEC officiating. Did you sense that Commissioner Sankey got a little bit defensive today when he was asked about the I liked it. 2 back-to-back Auburn writers asked him about officiating, and you could tell that Commissioner Sankey was a little bit irritated by that. You had Jason Caldwell from Auburn Undercover asked him, and then Mike Gittins.
I noticed that as well, and kudos to them, right, for asking a question that I'm sure
Absolutely.
most Auburn
Heck
fans
yeah.
wanted them to
Got
ask.
to play
but
to that base, man.
no, it definitely came off that way.
Did we
of,
ever
we're
get-
so proud of all that they do a great job, and
Did
it's a
we
hard
ever
job.
get any official closure on Ken Williamson?
I don't. Now that I'm aware
I don't
of.
remember any, so it's appropriate to ask that question.
Maybe McDade tomorrow will tell us. I mean, he opens the floor, does he not? Does he ask for questions?
I think so.
Or does he just give a presentation and he walks away?
I thought it was a
I
it
would.
was a
Yeah, I
Q&A.
think. Yeah.
I thought that he opened for questions.
I've been in there in the past when they did a lot of questions and because they would go through like targeting, for example, and they would let people ask questions of. Yeah, I remember that specifically.
Before you get started, somebody wants clarification on like DeChambeau's 2-stroke penalty.
Unless the commissioner goes, "There's some dogs out there this year. You do not want to take questions."
What did you think about the World Cup officiating?
Greg Sankey literally brought that up.
Yeah.
So, well, I was watching the World Cup, and they had officiating problems there too. It's imperfect. I'm like, yeah, but it's really imperfect sometimes.
Did you see the tackle that helicoptered the Spanish player late in the game yesterday?
Yeah, it looked like the
that was
guy
legit.
getting hit by the bison.
That was legit. Like, yeah.
Where they gave the red card to the Argentine.
Yes.
Yeah. That was he
That's
just
what
ran right into
That's
him.
what I'm talking about.
They were getting mad.
Yeah, they were. I like to see it. There was no flop there.
No,
that naturally provided all you needed to know. But the way he landed on his arm, I thought he'd snapped his arm. Text line is open 205-834-9450. This one reads, these morons can't pass an 80-20 voter ID bill, much less anything else. Wasting time and energy for nothing.
I agree with that.
Congrats for the new addition to the Van Order family. A new baby is a major lifestyle adjustment. One of our listeners is reminding you. This is Howie just tuning in, and I heard the great news. Congratulations from Howie and Reba, future godparents. Are we taking applications?
yes, it will
Qualified
be
to
a
win.
very rigorous selection.
Qualified to win.
A very rigorous.
Your
selection.
chance to be a Conrad Van Order godparent.
You thought you were coming to the Jocks kickoff party, but actually, no. I appreciate all the kind words, and yes, I know it will be a massive lifestyle change, and that's why we planned it out perfectly, where the baby will be born at the end of college football season.
That's right. This one reads, Alabama, they had to run trick plays, brought in a tight end that's a great blocker. The lack of run game was 100% offensive line, not scheme. So now we have the anonymous coach that said he thought it was scheme. Now this listener says that they thought it was personnel. Could be a matter of both.
A little bit personnel too, yeah. I think that's fair.
Chase is asking to replay the commissioner's speech. Not everyone has heard it. I'll leave that.
I don't
to
think we have
someone
time
else.
for that right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was about a 45-minute, the moment that he took to the main stage till the moment he walked off was about 45 to 50 minutes.
Appreciate all the texts. That's the best way to interact with us each and every day, whether it's on the phone, on the text line, 205-834-9450. We continue our coverage of SEC Media Days 2026 live from Tampa right here on Jocks. Our coverage, SEC Media Days, continues here on Three Man Front. And Jocks, want to remind you that now that the warm weather, it's here, it's officially here, it's been here. Stinging insects, those pests that bite, that itch, well, they serve a place in God's ecosystem, but they don't belong on your family, inside of your house. Stark Exterminators, they've been family-owned for over 62 years. That's who we trust at the Roberts House. You can trust them as well. They're going to use the most environmentally effective solutions available. That's great news for the environment, your family, and your pets. Your pets, well, if they're like our pets, they are our family. Stark Exterminators, call today for the free home or business pest inspection, 855-START now, or go to starkexterminators.com. One of their talented team members, whether it's Liam, whether it's Zach, whether it's Alex, whether it's Bryant, those guys are going to come to your house. They're going to ask a lot of questions because they care about what they do. It's not just a job. It's a career, and these guys are professionals. Stark Exterminators, 855-START now, or go to starkexterminators.com. When you do so, always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
So just a couple minutes away from Josh Heupel, we will be unable to be off the air. We won't be able to hear what Josh Heupel has to say. It was interesting watching him walk around in the lobby, as I keep forgetting that Tennessee's now an Adidas school. And so he's not walking around with some orange and white Jordans on. He's got some Adidas on.
I got a couple pairs of Adidas. I got an Adidas. I like the Adidas, some of the gear that they have.
I've got a pair of umpire shoes from Adidas.
All right.
That's all I got.
We were in Adidas school. I had a lot of Adidas gear.
Yeah.
It was great.
Got a golf shirt. Got a pair of shoes.
That's
I rarely wear.
My shoes that y'all make fun of me for are technically Adidas.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. He partnered with them.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a deal for you, Conrad.
That makes so much sense.
You want to play Deal or No Deal?
Yes.
Wish we had the music. Deal for No. That was a good TV show.
That was good. How?
Yeah,
we
but
made that
I'm
like-
thinking, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Bum, bum, bum. What was the Deal or No Deal? What was that music?
It was just kind of a high stressful type of.
Yeah, I can hear it in my head. That was a good one. Wasn't Kate Middleton on that show?
Absolutely. No, not Middleton.
The princess. or
Yeah,
whatever.
Markle.
Meghan Markle.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, she
Meghan
was.
Markle.
She was one of the case girls.
Yeah.
Markle was?
Yeah.
Mhm. That was
How
that
many
one.
case girls did they have?
Oh, a
They had
ton.
what,
A
20
lot.
cases or something?
Yeah, that was a good show.
It was good.
All right, here's the Deal or No Deal,
Okay.
and it comes from Hastings.
Oh, okay.
Tell Conrad. That was like the show open. That was not the music that they played during. But yes,
That was not the dramatic music when they're making the
No.
decision.
No, it was not.
And then they had like that mysterious guy up there that would make the deals, but you never
Kinda
knew who it was.
creepy.
Yeah, he was always blacked
He was in the
out
box.
up there.
You
and it
couldn't
was,
see his face. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy. That was creepy.
Yeah. Tell Conrad, congrats. This is from Hastings, and that
Thank
I'm
you,
willing
Hastings.
to change his punishment to making. See, that's it.
Ooh.
See? Tell Conrad, congrats, and that I'm willing to change his punishment to making me the godfather of his son if he's interested in that deal.
So instead of caddying in the Uncle Sam outfit,
Yep.
he just gets responsibility for my child if my wife and I pass away?
Correct.
No, but you got to think about the circles that Hastings runs in. I mean, some of the vacation spots, you got a god kid that's tied to he and the wife. That could work out for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you want to take my kid to Mykonos for a
Yeah.
summer weekend, which is,
Yeah.
where Hastings frequents? Yeah. I'll take that deal. That
Will
sounds
he?
great.
Will your son? Will he call Hastings? Will he reference him as Godfather, or will he call him like Uncle Hastings?
Godpappy.
Yeah, Pappy's good. Somebody did point out, because somebody made the comment if he would be the dad. Hastings would technically be the grandfather of my child because he is my dad.
Oh yeah,
correct.
because he's your daddy.
Yeah, he's my daddy, so he would be my child's granddaddy.
Yes.
Granddaddy Hastings. Youngest grandfather in history.
Yeah, because he's owned you for a long time.
He has. He has permanent real estate in my head.
It's
Is
like
he
Nick
going to
Saban
be your
to Kirby
kid's
Smart.
your kid's emergency contact at school? Is he going to be able to check your kid out of school?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Like maybe if kids get tired of hearing, oh, it comes that guy talking about Alabama football, like we need somebody else for career day, maybe Hastings can fill in one
Yeah.
year.
And Hastings can play whatever role your son needs him to play.
Correct. Yes. Because Hastings has taught me a lot about being a man, so hopefully he can help my son also learn a lot about
In your
being a
case,
man.
life coach.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like I call him Tony Robbins sometimes, but y'all know him as Hastings. So he's been a great asset to me.
Tony Robbins. That guy had some teeth, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Mm.
He had some Freddie Freemans
He had
before those things were offered.
I was about to say they were the opposite of what did
Tony
we call
Robbins.
them last week? Nashers.
No, his looked like piano keys.
Yeah.
He's straight.
Yes, they did.
All glossy and white.
He had like shark mouth. He had like way too many teeth for his
yeah.
mouth.
So how many teeth he got in there? Yeah, a lot of them.
Teach their own.
Yeah.
Braves in action tonight. You looking forward to the series against the Padres?
Yes. We scored some runs this past weekend.
Dude, how about Austin Riley coming alive a little bit?
And Drake Baldwin.
Yeah.
Mississippi Blue Eyes. Just open them eyes up. Swing a little bit. Yeah.
So
Drake.
the Braves are 3 games in front of the Phillies. What about the Marlins? Remember when the Marlins were supposed to like overtake?
As soon as you started talking good about them, they lost 6 in a row.
Yep. Losers of 6 in a row. But the good news is you took 2 out of 3 from the Rangers. And
Braves fans.
if you can win 2 out of 3 at home, you'll be just fine.
Braves fans, I looked this up and I knew it wasn't good. But the Braves are 1-11 against the San Diego Padres their last 12 meetings.
Let's see what the old
1-11. And the Padres right now are a game below 500. Let's go beat that plate. 4 straight games.
Padres scored 19 runs in a game this weekend or something like
They did.
that.
They
So
scored a
hopefully they
bunch.
used them all.
Braves are minus 127 on the money line tonight against the Pods.
Let's go get it, boys.
Yankees are a slight favorite at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Phillies hosting the Dodgers all week. That'll be one of the few times I pull for the Dodgers. Steve is saying, don't make that deal. Choose Howie and Reba as the godparents.
I think that's a great idea.
Thomas is asking the question, Hastings can teach your child how to change a tire. Yeah, Conrad doesn't know how to do it.
You can teach both of us at the same time. It'll be great.
And Cigar Cowboy is reporting all the cities he's driving through right now. It's hot everywhere
I
he
imagine,
is.
yeah.
Imagine that. Thanks for joining us. God is great.